Melanated family. Melanated family. How's everybody doing, man? This is your brother Harrison back for a brand new episode of the Melanated Convo podcast. And we're doing things a little bit different today, right? Because, a lot of my shows, I'm collaborating with people that I'm familiar with. I collaborate with people that I introduced myself to, but sometimes people reach out to me and we start relationships that way, right? So the sister Abina, who is here on the live stream with us today. Everybody watching the show on YouTube, on Facebook, hit the like button, subscribe. If you listening on one of the digital platforms, I'm on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all of the digital places you can find a podcast. You can find this show, the Melanated Convo podcast. Like, leave a message. Let's get this thing popping, right? So this sister reached out to me and passionately, she reached out to me about this brother who had a story to tell, right? Like a lot of the individuals from our community, a lot of the people from the Black community, we go through things, and after that, a lot of times we have a story to tell. Now, this brother that we have on the show today, Elias Jamir Pulling, actually went through a life-changing event. Like a lot of youth, we're gonna get into what happened specifically, but like a lot of youth in our community, when they get harmed, they get shot, they get traumatized. When you come out on the other side of that, sometimes you don't know how you're gonna be. If any of you out there listening to the sound of my voice have had a near death experience, how much do you talk about it? How much do you remember? What changed? You see what I'm saying? So this is an interesting topic that I want to talk about with my brother. So everybody, please do me a favor. We got two guests on the show today. So we got Miss Abina from Bronx Holistic Healing, which introduced me to the brother Elias. She's doing a lot of things in the Bronx area, a lot of healing, a lot of herbal healing, like trying to get our people right, right? Everything we be talking about. How you doing today, Miss Abina?
Okay, I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you, and I appreciate you made the introduction. I appreciate you joining us, and feel free to chime in whenever you want to, sister. But also, Elias Jamir Pulling, how you doing today, bro?
Life is good. I'm feeling good and grand.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get right into it. Now, let me go over a brief synopsis of what took place. So on December 28, 2018, when you were 27 years old,
Yeah.
from what I read, you got shot point blank range like twice in your face, like a lot of youth, like a lot of the individuals in our community. We're not foreign to that type of activity. But
Right.
talk to me real quickly about that incident. Like, talk about how that came about. Talk to me about the information behind what actually took place, if you can.
Well, so I can give you a long book into a short interview, I guess, because it's a
Mm-hmm,
book
mm-hmm.
and it'll be coming out soon.
There you go.
So, pretty much my oldest son, he was used as bait to get me to come somewhere. And when I went there to save my son from the person who had him, because they said they were going to harm him when they got a hold of him, they said, when I get your son, I'm gonna hurt him.
Hmm.
And I'm like, yo, like the type of dad I am, I gotta go get my kid.
Yeah, yeah, that's how you're supposed to be.
So, I go there to go get my kid, and next thing you know, I'm ambushed,
Hmm.
and I get shot twice in the face,
Damn.
point blank range, and it was all. And if I didn't turn around, I would have got shot in the back of my head.
Hmm.
Something told me. I believe it was the spirit. I don't know, but something made me turn around, and when I turned around, it was a gun in my face. Less, I would say less than 10 feet. Less than 10 feet. It was like COVID rules.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And get shot once. I go towards the ground. As I'm on the ground, as I'm going towards the ground, I get shot again. It was really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Before getting shot though, things was like quantum speed. Things slow down. I'm looking at the gun. I'm looking at the person. I'm looking at their facial expression to see if I'm really about to get shot. I
Wait,
don't know.
so in that moment, like, because what you said makes sense. I think, and I've never been in that situation, but I've like car accident or anything where things are moving real fast. It's like you don't have an opportunity to kind of place things and your memory be kind of jacked up afterwards, but you saying things kind of slow down.
Yeah, like in that moment when moments right before getting shot, it seemed like time slowed down because I was able to look at the gun and see if it was loaded. I'm able to look at the person's face and see if they really, got that look in their face and look in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got done thinking all those thoughts and registering all the thoughts, I was shot,
Mm.
And as I'm going down, I got shot again.
Damn. Now, 'cause this is always and I keep mentioning this, but I'm being raised in an urban community. Unfortunately, we know a lot of brothers who didn't had to get shot. We know a lot of brothers who went through that traumatic experience as teenagers, young men, right? And sometimes you want to ask them, like, walk me through those steps because it's traumatic, but also it may be some insight in there. That's why I want to have you on, bro, because I always figured that. So when this first happened to you, was it pain? Was it shock? Was it one of those kind of moments where you just wake up and now you're in the hospital, like TV want to let us see? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Okay, so initially getting shot immediately, it was the surprise and force of the power of the bullet, and everything else. Pain came after I registered everything else. Like, what just happened to me? Why is my face hurting? Why am I bleeding? What's this heat in my face? Because it was an immense amount of heat. I could feel like my flesh cooking,
God damn.
And like when I opened my mouth, because I got shot here on the side of my nose, and then the other bullet bounced off my bone. The doctors say I have incredibly strong bones, as they say. So this bullet went in, it broke skin, but it just bounced off the bone, and then this one went straight back and was stuck in the second and third vertebrae. So it's a miracle I'm even walking.
Damn.
So yeah, I mean, the getting it shot, it's shocking. It's just shocking because it's like you don't experience this at all. You don't. There's nothing close to like getting shot. Like you can get hit with a BB gun, nothing like it. You can get hit with a pellet gun, nothing like it. It's nothing like getting shot with an actual bullet. And so as I'm on the ground, I remember at one point I opened my mouth, I seen smoke come out. And I thought I was, thought that was it. Thought this is the end for me. So, I'm on the ground, smoke's coming out of my mouth, lots of blood. The people who shot me, because it was more than one person there, they start jumping me.
After the fact.
Yeah, I mean, because I wasn't dying. It wasn't my time, obviously.
Yeah.
So they want to finish me out, and I just wasn't going.
Damn. So now go ahead. You want to continue?
Go ahead.
So after going through that experience, right? So so you wake up in the hospital. I'm sure you still feeling the shock, the pain from the situation. Talk to me about how you was feeling afterwards, because reading everything Abina sent me, it seemed like while you were unconscious, while you were in a different state of being. Tell me what was going on. Tell me what you remember. You know what I mean?
Well, that stuff came in a gradual. I didn't just like get shot, pass out. I didn't. It was like steps to it. The first step was I heard a voice in my ear because I was laying down, right? After I got shot, I'm laying down. I was trying to like rest because I'm like, look, I'm gonna rest myself, and when I get up, I'm about to get on their ass again. Like, cause I'm not weak, I'm not a punk, and I'm definitely not gonna be the one to be, ambushed and not do nothing about it. That's just how I used to be. I just cut like that. So as I'm trying to rest and get my, self together, I'm dying actually, and I'm getting sleepy and tired, and I'm trying to like take a rest, and I heard this voice in my ear, and the voice yells, "Get up!" And it says it again, "Get up!" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I get up.
And the voice was clear to you.
Oh yeah, the voice was clear, as if it was like in the room with me, like laying on the floor next to my ear. You know how you could be laying next to somebody and talking in their ear. It was like that, but yelling, right? So I get up, I'm making my way towards the door. Now this is another stage of my like spiritual awakening. Like I'm dying, but yet I'm waking up at the same time.
Hmm.
You know. So the second part of it goes, take your clothes off. They gonna shoot you. I'm like, I'm already shot. How much more shooting can be done today? Like, you know. So I finally take my clothes off. It's wintertime. So all this never made sense to me, but it does make sense after the fact.
Hmm.
So I'm delirious, dying and delirious. I take my clothes off because the voice said, take your clothes off, they're going to shoot you. Take my clothes off. I walk down the stairs to get to the parking lot. I have to go walk back up another stairs. And when I get to the top of the parking lot, there's a bunch of police outside with every gun from Monoma County Police Department pointed at me.
Wait, so you were able to walk
Yeah, I got up
after
and
that
walked
happened to
after I
you?
got shot. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I
But
had I had to go get help for myself. They was gonna let me die in there, and for some reason I was like, yo, if I die in this apartment, my soul gonna be like trapped in here or something. My spirit gonna be trapped in this apartment. Hell no! So I got to get up and die outside. I don't know why I
yeah,
thought that.
and that's with like the feeling the pain in your face, like knowing that
Yeah,
something was wrong, but you had to get up and move anyway.
yeah. I had to go get help for myself
Hmm.
because the people who shot me, they left me for dead, and somebody called the police. So the police are already there, or like it seemed like right after I got shot, the police was there. And then, that's when I went to the top of the stairs and it was like, yo, oh, put out your gun, put your
Yeah,
hands in
yeah,
the
yeah.
air, all that type of stuff. Okay. So then, next part of this awakening, of me dying and awakening, is like, I'm in the ambulance. I eventually get to the ambulance and I'm like, I like, when a coach is talking to all the football players
Mm-hmm.
and they're taking a knee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like that in spiritual form next to my physical body, just laying up in the back of the ambulance. I'm like, yo, breathe. I'm doing this to myself, trying to make myself breathe. I don't know. I had no training.
So you feel like your body's laying there in the stretcher in the ambulance,
Yeah.
but you, like in spirit form, you think was next to your actual body on one knee, trying to help yourself come to.
Yeah. Saying breathe, breathe, or focus on breathing, like trying to get myself to worry about my lungs and just worry about breathing. But
Mm-hmm.
the more I focused on breathing, the less breaths I was able to take. And
Damn.
so, that I went from like 80% to set like to 50%. That 50 went to 30, that 30 went to 10, 10 went to 0. Every breath I took. And then after that, everything went black. And then all these little sparkly things start coming out of it everywhere. And they start getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it went all white. And then that's what I remember from that spot.
Damn. So okay. Damn. And it's funny how everybody listening, this is amazing to me because as humans, we have no direct connection to the other life like that. And what I mean by that is none of us can like have a near death experience and express it enough. Some people talk about it, but I don't think we don't talk about it enough. But movies will make us think just like you just said, Elijah. Like you once you get there, everything goes all white. So after that moment, so everything goes all white.
Yeah, I didn't
And then what
see no
happens after
like
that?
tunnel of light. They'd be like, oh, don't go to the light. No, I didn't see that. I didn't experience. I did personally experience that.
Hmm.
So everything went white. So now this is when like the extreme like awakening of my new life happened. Now this is a new start. So
Mhm.
after everything went white, I like wake up in this place. I don't know where I was at. I wish there was a sign that said you are here. Welcome to such and such land.
Hmm.
But it was nothing. It was like this just place. And it was a perfect blend between the two places I've grown up the most, which is Chicago and Portland.
Wait, so you remember waking up in a place? In the place, was it like a city?
Yeah, it looked like a city. It looked
Huh.
like a town. I felt familiarness when I was there. Every time I land in Chicago, I'd be like, I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel that way. I know where
Mm-hmm.
I'm at. I know where to go. I don't need maps when I'm in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anytime that I'm outside of Portland, I'm in Vegas, I'm in New York or in Chicago, and I come back to Portland, I'm like, yes, I'm finally home. I
Mm.
felt the same residency like there as well. So I'm at this place and I'm looking around. I'm examining my body first. First things first. I'm like, yo, where's all my tattoos at? I got tats. My arms, I got some tats on my arms. Where's all my scars? Where's my beard at? Like we all where who and where am I?
Hmm.
So I look and I'm examining myself. I don't have on my clothes that I usually have on. Like I usually wear hoodies. Everybody know me. I wear hoodies and sweats all the time. I look like a PE teacher 24/7. So where's my clothes at? I usually wear hats. Where my hat at? I usually wear chains. Where my chains at? Where my stuff? Where's me? Where my stuff at? Nope, none of that stuff.
Hmm.
None of my shoes. None of that. So I'm like, okay, where are the birds at? I don't hear any birds. I don't see any power lines. Where am I at? You
Oh,
know?
so you seen a city and you noticed there was the normal noise you hear in a city. None of that was taking place. None of your clothes. Now, in retrospect, in real life, where were you at this time? Were you like in the hospital bed when you thinking all of this? When you going through all of this?
I could have been. I could have been on the surgery bed. I could have
Got
been in the
any of
hospital
those
bed.
places? Hospital, any, but unconscious nonetheless.
I was definitely out of it.
Damn.
I
Damn.
was
So
definitely. I was
okay.
definitely. I was definitely.
Damn. So okay. So once getting to
Yeah.
this place, you notice everything going around in this place.
Yeah.
Do you still hear someone talking to you? Like, what's your recollection of everything from that point?
So from that point, I start moving, right? But I noticed that I'm not walking. I don't feel like this. You know how you walk, you feel your rhythm. I
Hmm.
didn't feel that. I'm like, yo, what is going on? I'm doing this like this floating type of situation. But also, like, you don't have to travel for a long time. It doesn't take a long time to get where you want to go. So as I'm trying to make my way to that city, I'm like, oh, it's in the distance. I need to travel there. It's probably going to take X amount of time. But as I'm walking to it, or I guess floating to it,
Mm.
like I was there in moments. Like
Wait. Okay. So now okay. So I'm trying to paint the picture in my mind. So you see the city that don't
from a
got no power
distance.
lines, no birds chirping, and you say, I'm gonna go over there.
Yeah,
And it wasn't a walking experience, but
it was a floating experience. It's like you know, you go on a road trip with somebody and you fall asleep while they driving, and every
yep,
so often you wake up and you're like,
yep,
dang, we farther and further.
yep.
It's like that, except you're awake at you know.
Hmm.
So I finally get to the city and I'm looking around. I'm trying to see like who or who's around. What is this? What's this
Hmm.
about? I don't see anybody. I see stuff as if people were there at one point, but they gone now.
Hmm.
I don't see. I see a table set up, but there's no people at the table. It's almost like everybody left as soon as they heard or see me coming. They just all got up and left.
Hmm.
Like right now, let's just say we all got up and left the room right now. You left the
Hmm.
camera going, you left your mic, everything. It's like that. And I was like, yo, this is strange. But I didn't feel scared. I didn't feel like worry or none of that. No negative feeling at all. When I think about it, every time, like none. I wasn't itchy, hungry, sleepy, irritated, you know,
Hmm.
annoyed with nothing, worried, none of that. None of those negative emotions or thoughts was like there during that whole time I was there.
Okay, wait. And did you come into contact? I know you're probably gonna get there, but I'm intrigued, bro. Did you come
Yeah.
into contact with another voice or
No, I came in
somebody you
contact with two
know?
different like beings of some sort.
What you mean?
So one of the beings I met, I call it the distraction because every time I was going to like go look for one of my friends, because I went to go look for one friend when I was there. I said, I must be like in the spirit world or something. I must be like a ghost or something. And I got tons of dead friends. So maybe I should go find my first dead friend, CP. I'm gonna go find CP. My best friend since fifth grade. He died when we was like sophomores or juniors in high school.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go find him. But when I went to go find him, it was like, nah, that's not no, you're not allowed to do that type thing. So, because I was thinking, look, if I could find my best friend, I could find anybody. You know what I mean? I could find Whitney Houston and go to a Whitney Houston concert. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I just like, but you're not allowed to do those type of things. So the next initial contact I had was got distraction came along. And the distraction just looked like, I don't know. If you take a black t-shirt and balled it up, it looked like that. It had no form. It just was like a black orb
Just on the ground or below you, or was it near you?
Yeah, it was near me, and I kept trying to get to it, right? And every time I tried to get to it, I felt this pulling sensation, like
Hmm.
wasn't letting me get to it, right? Like you ever been in a fight when you was younger and you really wanted to get on somebody, but everybody pulling on your shirt, pulling on your
Yeah,
pants.
pulling you back. Yeah, yeah.
It was that. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. Can't get to that. All right. But that thing kept coming around trying to, get my attention or whatever. So at one point I remember going like towards like the Michigan Lake because, that's I love water. I love being by the water. So, and I saw this big wooden bench. So I was like, hey, it all goes together. I like being by the water. I like wooden benches. I'm just going to chill right here. As I'm getting ready to chill right there, I see this giant screen like above the water. And it's like Snapchat. I don't know how to explain
Hmm.
it. It's because it's like this stuff is so random and I don't know how to explain it without giving examples of what's real in real life.
In real life. Now, let me ask you a question. So, like, real talk. When you're feeling this feeling, you mentioned how you feel like you kind of floating
Yeah.
and you don't feel bad. You don't feel worries. You don't feel. Do you think this is like what people here on earth call heaven? Do you think because do you feel like it was a negative version of what you was experiencing?
Well, I believe that it was like the lobby to heaven.
Why do you say that?
Well, because heaven, you supposed to be reunited with all your loved ones. I was by
Mm.
myself.
Oh, you was by yourself. I see what you're saying. I see what
you
you're saying.
know, um, if it was heaven, then I probably wouldn't have to have come back. My
Hmm.
mission's complete at that point, right? I'm at the last with
So
the
it's
last
kind of
level.
showing you something because I've seen other people who faced with death, like go under the knife. Some, you know what I mean? Like those situations where you don't know if you're gonna make it out. And they've mentioned, hey, I seen the light. I seen something. Some people, Elias, I've even heard say, like, I seen my mama. You know what I mean? My mama came to me and told me it was okay or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a possibility only because, like I said, when I went to go look for my best friend, he left a note behind for me. Like I went to where we go be linking up at when we was younger in real life. I went to that same spot in the spiritual world, and he left a note there for me saying like, "Nah, bro, I'll see you later. This ain't the meeting spot no more, though. We don't meet here no more. We
Hmm.
meet somewhere else, and I'll see you later there." And so that's a possibility. I'm not saying nothing's not possible at this point.
Yeah.
You
So,
know,
and that's funny. Okay, so okay, the lobby, because of course you still here with us. So that's
right?
very interesting, bro. So it could a place that because we talk heaven and hell and all that, depending on what you believe religiously. I don't believe in those things per se, Elias, but I do believe we go somewhere, bro.
Yeah,
That's why I
you
want to
you
talk to you.
definitely go somewhere because if anybody, I don't believe this whole going to hell thing is all cracked up what it said to be.
Hmm.
Honestly, I'm not saying I was out here being like the worst person in the whole wide world because I wasn't, but I definitely did some of the sins that like
Hmm.
um premarital sex, talking back to parents. I've stole things before. Those are things they say you go to hell for, right?
Wait. So you're saying because of course when this happened to you, you didn't know what was going to take place, but you didn't repent before then. Like you're not that kind of person that sits down and says to God, I'm sorry for
No, I
all
mean
my
I
sins.
pray. I pray for all my my
Hmm.
mishaps. I'd be like, God, I apologize for saying this or saying that or doing
Yeah,
this
yeah,
doing
yeah.
that every day.
Hmm.
But who knows to say, hey, what was the line you broke? Who's to
Yeah,
say? Who
exactly,
know? Who
exactly.
truly knows what's the line that you crossed that you can't come back from? Right?
Mhm,
It could
mhm.
be something super petty as running over a pet or running over a cat on purpose.
Yeah,
Oh, that was the line drawn for you. Now you're going to hell.
mhm.
But I did this and I did that. Well, that's what happened to me, right?
Hmm.
So when I went to the water and I was sitting at the bench and I'm watching this big screen of like all these random scenes of life. They're not even my life.
Well, okay, so you see like a screen and it's
Yeah.
just of people's lives, nobody you even know.
No. Then it did get to one point. It was showing me a part of my life in the future, and I was like on a boat with some random people. But after that, that's the only part I remember is the part about myself. Everything else, I don't remember those people. I don't even know or ever seen these people before.
Hmm.
So I'm just watching these clips, and then eventually it gets to my part, and I remember that because it was me, you know.
Wait, now, so in your mind right now, do you remember like visually of how the
Yeah,
people looked? And damn.
super. I remember everything, like
Hmm.
like everything. I think about this stuff every day, so it's hard to forget. But like every time I tell people the story, I see it in my head. Like I see everything. It wasn't
Damn.
dark. The sky was beautiful colors, like colors I can't even describe. It was just amazing colors, and there was no clouds in the sky. The time didn't change. The wind wasn't blowing. There was no bugs, no dogs, no cats, no cars, no planes, no boats, nothing. It was just like nothing. And
Damn. And you remember all that.
yes, and I remember meeting this lady. She was like 18 feet tall. I don't know if she's God. I believe that she was, but I
Wait, because
don't
I
know.
was gonna ask you about that because in the bio Abina sent me, she mentioned your bio mentioned that you seen her, and you in your mind you're kind of thinking that could have been God. And I know that stirs if you tell that to Christians and other religious people
Yeah,
that God was a woman,
yeah.
they
People
gonna
kind of
be up
get
in arms
fizzled
about it.
when
You know what I mean?
people get in their feelings when I say this, but if you was in my shoes and you experienced what I experienced and saw what I saw and felt what I felt, you would think the same thing. This was the most amount of love and like just love and comfort I've ever felt in my whole entire life, times two, because I got two lives now. So I've never felt this much comfort when I met her.
And did
I
she?
still have I have babies, bro, and I've never felt you if you have kids, you know that feeling you get when you first heard your first kid, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like this thing.
Hmm.
Past that feeling when I met her, okay?
Did she have a color? Was
She
she did?
did. So she was like a golden, like gold brown, like her skin was like a dark hue, right? Like a brown hue, but it had like a soft yellow light glow to it, like a golden light glow. Like remember the movie Last Dragon when the dude got
Hmm.
the glow,
Yeah.
almost like that.
Hmm.
Now,
Damn.
and she was like 18 feet tall. Her hair was super long and curly, but the curls were like super thick, like super big. And I couldn't see her face. Her head was shaped like an almond or like a Marquise diamond or something. And she was just super tall, super tall. I felt so insignificant, like
Hmm.
you know what I mean. And then she
Damn.
starts telling me about myself,
As far as what? Like telling you about yourself as far as what?
like like the type of man I am, the type of things I'm into, like who I really am, what I be about. I'm a good this. I'm worried about the wrong things, and
So it's
just
like a positive conversation.
yeah, it was a beautiful conversation. It was too good for me. You just now, as a human, I can't help but think about the past, right? And all my discretions and all the things I've done to people that's probably not the nicest things, right? But that was like not even a concern or not even she didn't bring it up. She didn't even bring it up. It wasn't like, you know
Hmm.
what, you've done this and I shouldn't let you go back to living. No, it wasn't even that. It was like, yo, you're this type of person, you're that type of person, you do this, you do that, you're about this, you're about that. It's not your time, you got to go back. You're
Hmm.
not done, you have to go back. That's what she said, honestly. You're not done, you got to go back.
Damn. So when you wake up, when you finally wake up, when you wake up and you're coming to, do you immediately remember all this, or did it take some time?
No, so when I woke up, I didn't remember what happened to me.
Oh, you
I,
remember getting shot or nothing? Okay.
none of that. I mean, even on the other side, I didn't even remember anything or anybody. Like, I
Hmm.
wasn't thinking about anything or anybody. I wasn't at all. When I woke up, I couldn't remember what happened to me. I didn't know what happened to me.
Hmm.
I just was like, what is wrong with my face? Because I'm so my pretty man face is all swollen up. You know, it's bleeding, it's leaking all these fluids. I got
Hmm.
pipes all through my noses, through my mouth. It just I look crazy. It was depressing when I first saw my face.
Hmm.
But I remember every single second to this day of what happened when I was on the other side. as if it like happened recently.
Damn. So okay. So when you wake up, you begin to get that clear vision of everything that happened. Do you immediately tell somebody? Like you tell your mom, you tell your woman? Do you immediately share that with people, or do you
No,
think people are not gonna believe you?
no, I didn't tell. I don't think I told nobody like for like a year actually,
Hmm.
because I didn't think nobody was gonna feel me. I thought people was gonna think I was crazy. Oh, you got shot in the head. Of course you gonna all that type of stupid shit. Then it's like no, bro. Like I had a weird experience. I can't explain it. I really can't explain it. So as I'm getting explaining it, people like, yo, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah. And I heard people, like my wife was playing music in my house and I heard the music. And I'm all the way at the hospital. She's all the way at my house. She's playing the music. And when I woke up, I said, hey, was these songs playing? She
Wait,
was
wait,
like,
wait, 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 wait. So you at the hospital, they doing surgery or doing whatever they need to do to get you back right.
yeah,
And you saying when you wake up in your dream or your memory, you recall some songs being played.
yeah. But I mean, this is why I tell people like when your people's is unconscious, bro, like do everything.
Oh, talk
Everything.
to them, play them
Talk to them,
music
play
like we
music,
always see.
stimulate them, tickle
Hmm.
their feet, whatever it is, tickle their feet, like all that stuff. You have to do something to like, get them going.
Stimulate them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to stimulate them.
Damn. Okay. So when did you Damn. So when did you feel comfortable like sharing your story to a point? Because Abina, because we're gonna get to like she mentioned that she brought you down to speak to people. And like
Oh yeah.
after going through that, there's like an intuitiveness. There's like something that changed in you. Talk to me about like what do you think changed in you from going through that experience?
Mm, I don't wanna like be not doing my job.
Hmm.
Like I don't want the consequences of not doing my job. like,
When you
you
say
know,
doing your job, what do you
like
mean?
sharing my experience, telling
Hmm.
people what it is and what it ain't,
Hmm.
and just being open because I look like the average black dude, right?
Hmm.
Right? I do. I wear chains, I wear J's, I wear white tees, all that. I smoke, all that. I got kids. I drive cars, rims on it, all that. Regular dude, but I probably going through the exact same thing you went through too, bro. You probably been shot too and really had some weird stuff happen to you, and now you don't know what to do with it. I was in that same exact position, and I
Oh, they
think
don't
that
want to say nothing.
yeah, don't want to say nothing, and we need to start saying something. I'm not scared to talk.
Hmm.
I'm not scared. Like Charleston White be going crazy, telling all that
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm that, but like not, on that type of spectrum.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not scared to tell you, like, nah, bro, God is not tripping on you, bro. If she's tripping, she would have been tripping on me.
Oh, okay. Wait, and then you mentioned something else I seen in the bio that you was kind of your reflection on life change as far as we are scared of things, we don't want to approach things, we don't want to do certain things.
Yeah,
Talk,
everybody
talk to me
living
about
in
that.
fear. I'm I mean, I am too. I'm not gonna say I'm out here an expert of living out of fear.
Mhm.
I have to, Abina tells me all the time, like, we don't have to live, we have our talks, and
Yeah.
she tells me all the time. So what I mean by that is like stop being scared of God,
Hmm.
because I don't know what it is about this indoctrination that we've had since we come over to this land,
Hmm.
but we are missing out on some blessings by being with all this fear. Like, for example, if I was not being brave enough to share my experience with people that look like me, who knows where my life would be going. But right now, my
Hmm.
life is going in a direction that seems pretty well, and it's all because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is sharing this experience. I
Shit.
believe.
Now, do you um did this tilt you into more of a religious state of mind? Like, are you a person now who believes in like heaven and hell, or what I mean? How did that
I don't
change
believe in
your like
hell.
religious spectrum?
I don't believe in hell
Hmm.
only because if it, if anybody was gonna go to hell, I would have been going. All right, let's just put it that way. I would have been
Hmm.
going. No, I'm not a murderer. No, I'm not a kingpin drug dealer. I'm not here ruining people. Like, but I've done things that I feel like is hell worthy. I've been
Hmm.
mean to people. You know, I bullied people before. You know, I used to do all type of random monkey ass shit that I shouldn't have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Disrespecting my parents, all that
Mm-hmm.
type of stuff, right? So if someone had a near death experience and was going to go to hell, it would have been me. But obviously, none of those things is, you know, worth worrying about. So move on with your life and do better.
Mm-hmm. Now, is because she was also mentioned to me as far as being like um prophetic and intuitive, like going through that
Oh man,
and being able to tell me what you experience. Are you able to see the future with people? Are you
yeah.
able to talk to me about that?
So since coming back, my like intuitive gifts and my like dream powers have increased. I believe, like I have premonitions, like in my dreams, I see things that's about to happen to people. Like, excuse me, RP my homie. I saw his death 3 days before he died.
Wait, you seen it like in your dream?
Oh yeah. Um, Night before my mom got into a car accident, I saw that. Um,
Damn. Okay. And then, so when you see these things,
I call people immediately.
you call them immediately. And what do they
Immediately.
tell you? Like you tripping?
Oh, here
Yeah.
you go with all that weird shit. Oh, here you go with all that. I'd be like, I'm not being weird, bro. I can't help that you was in my dream and something happened to you in my dream. I have to tell you. So be cautious, okay? All right, you know, some people take it serious.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, me being weird, and I'd be like, bro, okay. And then I get a call a week later, 2 weeks later, or the next day. Man, you won't believe what just happened to me. Yeah, I can't believe it. I told you it was gonna happen to you.
Okay. So before getting shot, you didn't experience those type of things.
Before getting shot, I mean, I was a power dreamer before getting shot.
What do you mean by that?
Like I had all these crazy dreams, and I was able to like, I don't know, like remember my dreams and stuff like that, and
Hmm.
but now it's like I could pray for something. I pray, ask God for some answers, and then I get like the visions in my dream every night, anytime. I could pray. I could ask God, show me something about you tonight, and I probably see you in my dream tonight.
Damn. Okay. And that's something you saying you wasn't able to do that before. So
Nah,
you
nah, not even close.
damn. Damn. So you getting that near death experience and almost it's like crossing over to some other realm.
Yeah, I'm like an X-Men now. I feel like one of the X-Men.
Damn, because and you know what? It's funny when you say that, but I kind of get it because they have a responsibility. Like they seeing things and being given certain type of gifts. I'm sure it's almost like, well, I'm responsible for telling people, or I'm responsible for sharing it. But just like just like the media and everything that they show us, people don't believe it when you just show it to them or when you tell them
I
what
didn't.
may be happening.
I didn't. I'm gonna be
Hmm.
real. I used to be one of those people like, bro, you don't see no ghosts. You don't hear no. You don't see nothing. This doesn't happen. That shit don't happen, man. It's some science behind how this shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
So after this thing happened to me, I'll be like, oh no, that might be something else.
Mm-hmm.
Or you keep seeing triple numbers, or like, uh, I don't know, white birds keep coming past your path and all this type of stuff, like or a white spider crawls across your table, all type of random stuff. And then I'm starting to pick up on like, okay, this is not just normal random things. These things mean something,
Mm-hmm.
and it do. And I don't know, my life is just different now, and I
So,
appreciate the differentness. I really do.
hmm, because that's interesting because I see the path that you going because Abina and everything she do holistically, I'm sure, because she mentioned having you come out and talk to people, and I'm sure these are our people, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I've seen people who go through experiences like yours, and now they're a religious person. They felt that was God telling them that they needed to be more religious. Talk to me about those experiences of talking to these people and conveying your story in person. And as Abina say, it's been pretty moving.
Well, I have a natural gift of like um intaking information
Mm-hmm.
and regurgitating it on any level to anybody. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why God chose me to go through this, because I can go through something, hear something, see something, taste something, and describe it to you to the T. I can
Mm.
tell it to anybody. I could tell it to you. I could tell it to your cousin, I could tell it to your nephew, or I could tell it to your son. And it might sound different in all those ways, but y'all all gonna get the same message. And I think that's why I was meant to go through this. I hate that I had to go through it because physically I don't feel like myself. Like I can't play basketball ever again. You know what I'm saying? I can't touch football no more.
Wait, why? Because this happened to your face. What did it do to your body?
Well, my spine is messed up from the bullet,
Oh,
you know. So the doctor told me any accidents like of that nature to hit the neck area, spine area, I'll be paralyzed from like the neck down. So I'm got to take it easy.
damn. Wait, so is there a bullet still lodged somewhere back there?
Yep.
Damn. And that's one of them situations I've heard before where they can't remove the bullet. Like if we remove it, it can
If
do
they
more
remove
damage.
it, I go paralyzed. It'd be worse. But most of it, I came out naturally.
What you mean?
Like the bullet just most of it forced itself out of my spine.
Most of the bullet came out naturally. Got you.
It came out of my mouth, but I got fragments still all up in my face. Like if I go get X-rays, you can see bullet fragments all within, all within my face because it was a hollow point, so it just like,
Yeah, and when it comes to that being that's not something they can take out, right?
No, it's just got to come out naturally. My body got to like do whatever it does to make it come out.
I've seen that. I've known some people who've gotten shot like in the arm or something, and the bullet was stuck in there, and the bullet came out. Like eventually, the bullet started getting closer and closer to like the front of the skin type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was there for like years, and it was to a situation where he can actually take it out. So wow. Okay. So you mentioned you was writing a book about this whole experience, right?
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna make it come out on the 5th year anniversary, which will be this year on the 28th of December, because I hate that date. So I'm trying to change that date in my life. So
that date probably sticks out to you like
super
a lot. Yeah, I bet.
So I'm thinking about rechanging that date in my life to the book date. So
no, but that's dope, bro. Like taking our experiences and everything we go through and sharing them with people. That's a part of why I started this platform. Like I'm a father of 5. I have 4 kids before the age like 24. So I had, growing up, single parent home, all these different things. I decided to teach people about history, like show what happens when we love each other instead of be destructive. What happens when we learn about history instead of leaning on what we learn in public schools. You know what I mean? So your story is similar, just putting yourself in a position where you can share this with people. And we've heard it before, like in different ways. We've heard people in our community say, hey, I seen lights. I see my mom. So I'm starting to think we need to believe them. Like it's something to this. Like the subconscious mind is pretty powerful. You know what I mean?
Well, another thing is that a whole bunch of strangers saying the same thing can't be a lying,
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, I wasn't the super most religious person before this, and I'm still not like TD Jenks or nothing like that. But when spirit hits me and I gotta let it be known, or I gotta drop the dime on somebody or drop the message on them, I'm going to drop it. And spirit's on me, and I'm letting loose, and I can't not let loose when spirit's doing his job on me.
And you mentioned how you'll see a dream of like something tragic happening to somebody, so you'll call them the next day,
or something. It don't always be tragic.
It could be like just anything.
Yeah, if I could say, hey, I think you about to get a raise at your job. I seen you at work, or I seen you in my dream. You was at work and you was really, really happy. I'll call and let somebody know. Because all my dreams they don't be me involved. It just be me watching stuff. Watching stuff go down,
And then you call the person. Damn.
And I call people immediately. I don't because I made the mistake of not calling somebody, and now they're not alive anymore. So
And so going through that experience, of course, like the out of body part of it, where now you have visions. And do you plan on like putting this stuff in your book? Do you and the second part of the question, do you think when we look at like not like the traditional psychic readers that we see, but people who know about holistic healing and people who know about African spirituality, do you think sometimes people have the kind of experience you have and then turn it into something where similar to what you're doing, where they say, I'm gonna use this gift to help people. Everything I see, I'm gonna use it to help people. I'm gonna sit down and format it in a way where it's kind of like a business, but then people get to looking at you like, okay, you a fortune teller, or you know what I mean? Because we have all them kind of people in our society, but maybe some of them know something.
Well, I'm definitely putting everything in my book because I want to make this into a point in my life where I don't have to keep talking about it. You just go look it up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, what was the second part?
Well, no, and I was talking about how like psychic readers and palm readers, and we have a lot of individuals in our society that made like a cottage industry out of saying, I know your future.
Oh
I
yeah,
know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking we've seen that some of that be bullshit, but
yeah.
maybe some of these people have had a near-death experience like you, and they're seeing things. You know what I mean?
Well, me personally, I don't really know what's going on still
Hmm.
to even be like telling anybody anything to be
Hmm.
doing, or I'm still learning. I'm still picking up. I'm like an infant in this stuff still,
Hmm.
you know. So would I be doing something like that? Absolutely not.
Hmm.
Absolutely not.
Hmm.
I'm gonna stick to what I know, and what I
Hmm.
know is dreams and intuition
Hmm.
and like signs and symbols and stuff. You know, I don't like to do things outside of my lane because I don't want to put nobody in a position to do it. They fucked up. You know.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, but I know even like I've seen, like I was saying earlier, people who go through certain things and now they turn to religion. Now they say, I seen something and God told me to be a preacher or God. So what the point I'm making is what you're going through may be similar to that. Sometimes
Yeah,
we think
definitely, definitely.
people be full of shit and they didn't see nothing. Ain't nobody come talk to them. And we don't know. You know what I mean?
I mean, real recognize real, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can only bullshit for so long before the bullshit starts stinking, and you're like, okay, this don't add up, buddy,
Mm-hmm.
or hey, that don't look right, So that's, I mean, there's people. There's probably somebody right now dissecting every part of my story so they could use it for their own advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But it can only go so far because it's not the real,
I see what you're saying.
you know.
I see what you're saying. Or it could be somebody who went through something you went through and was very scared to talk about it.
And
Like
now they're gonna start doing their job,
they
and
didn't want to.
that's what I do
They
it
was
for.
probably scared to, because I would think some people, if you thinking somebody in your family gonna get hurt or something, and you just feel a negative energy, because we've heard about this before. Big Mama and different members of our family used to have these kind of feelings,
Yeah, I
and
had
you
a
feel
dream of
something
that.
like that, then you don't do nothing. You know what I mean? That can weigh on you too. So I think anytime we feel something about somebody, we should express it, bro. So I'm happy that you came on the show today. And you said the book is gonna be out. You said December 28th. What year? Like next year?
This year.
This year coming up, December 28th. Okay. You have a
Yes,
release date for it. And the
yeah.
sister Abina, I want to thank you for introducing me to this brother. And uh, Abina, really quick, talk to me about Bronx Holistic Healing and what you guys do there.
Greetings. So, in the Bronx, there's this perception that it's a very destitute, like mentally poor area,
Mhm.
and that everything happens in other parts of the city, of New York City, and no one in the Bronx is interested in natural healing.
Hmm.
Here in New York, it's all about Brooklyn and Manhattan, and the Bronx is seen as like a wasteland.
Hmm.
So, as a lifelong Bronx resident, I had an opportunity to do a wellness fair in 2012, and it was probably like the maybe one of the first few times that something like that had happened in the Bronx. So I've been doing it since then, connecting the different natural healers and holistic healers that are based in the
Hmm.
Bronx and introducing people to this life changing information. And I don't mean just like physical health, but just like mental health, like the power of your vibration and changing your mind. I always
Hmm.
like to say that choice is our superpower.
Mm.
And so I think that within our communities, the issue is that we lack vision.
Hmm.
So, what I do with different events and helping people network is to help people expand their vision. Like, even if you live in this area, that doesn't mean you have to think a certain way or
Mhm.
your life is
Mhm.
always going to be like this. You are connected to the abundance of the universe, and that's how I see it.
There we go. There we go. And that makes all the sense in the world. And I'm all for holistic healing. Like, as sick as we get as Black people, all the ailments that we have to go through in this country, and then being given pharmaceutical medicine and pills and all this shit that we know it sometimes makes it a lot worse. So all of us interested in like going through something. I've seen several people have a particular ailment, and the doctor can't even go in a holistic direction. Like they don't even have the
Refuse
capability.
to.
They don't even have the capability to introduce you to certain things. So I
They will
appreciate
refuse to.
they will refuse to and look at you crazy too. Like what the hell you talk about? Like it's not something else, but they're just going off of book smart. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, Abina, and introducing me to this brother and everything you guys are doing in the community. So Elias, tell me, bro, what do you got coming up next? How can people get in touch with you if you're on social media or anything like that?
Okay, so the book will be dropping December 28th,
Mm-hmm.
2023.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting everything all together. It's gonna be nice. I got some illustrations in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be good. Okay,
Okay.
that's that. You can reach me on Instagram. My Instagram name is Eastside EJ. Real easy, all one word.
Mm-hmm.
Eastside EJ. It's gonna be a picture of me with an orange car. So if you see that, that's me.
Okay. Okay.
Um, yeah, that's about it. Got no kids or nothing on the way. So
Okay, Bina, if people wanted to get more information about Bronx holistic healing, how can they reach you?
My Instagram, Bronx Holistic Healing,
Yeah,
and
I've seen that.
I have a Facebook page, but the Instagram is like a lot more current. I
Hmm.
finally started my YouTube channel because
Hmm.
on Thursdays I have a series called Transformation Thursdays, which I started in November 2020. And now I've created the YouTube channel, and people can see replays of those sessions. And some of those sessions, the discussions really go down the rabbit hole.
Hmm.
So they can be really entertaining and educational. I just wanted to kind of backtrack momentarily when you were talking about people having these experiences.
Hmm.
What I found, especially having encountered Mr. Elias, is that a lot of us may have had these experiences or similar experiences, but don't say anything because of the stigma or being
Hmm.
thought of as crazy or psychotic. But
That makes sense.
it's really, I kind of want to say common when
Mm.
people's, when someone kind of whispers, I had that happen to me,
Hmm.
or I have prophetic dreams, or I see things people don't see, I hear things people don't see. It's very common. I think at this kind of time in history, we need to kind of, kind of not be so afraid of that because they're valid experiences.
Valid experiences, and you could be tapping into something deeper. Like that's the biggest thing, man. When we talk about our ancestors, people may have called them crazy. Like what them brothers did in 1804. They was talking to their ancestors. They was getting guidance from something other than themselves, telling them what to do. A lot of this is African. You see what I'm saying? So I was very intrigued to hear your message, brother, and hear everything you got going on. Abina, Elijah, I appreciate both of you guys for coming on the show today. Everybody, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, follow both of these
subscribe.
individuals. This brother took a traumatic experience in his life. And he's courage enough to share it with us. He's courage enough to write a book about it. And I think Elijah, what you doing, bro, is what this country should be built on. Like we go through things, we have these experiences. We should be able to profiting off of this one thing, and that kind of just comes with it at times. But really, just sharing your story. That's how a lot of us learn. That's how a lot of people get comfortable with things in their life when they're able to reference somebody or something that has been through the same thing.
Well, that's the key for me. You
Hmm.
know, okay, say yeah, the book sells 1 million copies, right? And I get all this money. It does not mean shit to me if it didn't reach one person like
Hmm.
in a deep level. You know,
There
because
you
that's
go.
what it's really about.
Yep. That's what it should be about. So I thank you both of you. Thank both of y'all for coming on the show
Thank you
today,
for
man.
having me.
I really appreciate you. This is your brother Harrison, Melanated Convo podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at Melanated Convo 100. The shirt I got on right now, the Melanated Convo podcast shirt. I got some merch coming soon. I'm cooking up different designs right now. Yep, this shirt has the logo, my podcast logo on it. So within the next few weeks, I got a few other designs I'm gonna put forth so we can have merch on the show, so we can get this thing popping, man. It's your brother Harrison, Melanated Convo. Thank y'all for tuning into a brand new episode. We out.
All right, peace.